Hello and welcome to Energizing Habits, Simple Strategies for a Sustainable, Healthy Lifestyle. I'm your host, Vicki Cleary, and I guide ambitious and busy women to find more focus, more energy, and be more productive and thrive, whether it's in business or in life, all through sustainable habit change around nutrition, movement, sleep, and stress management. And we are well into no stress November at this point. And I've been thinking about how stress, um, especially holiday stress, not just work stress, but I've been thinking about this as we enter into our holiday season, how it can impact our productivity. So I thought, let's review some ways to manage stress so that your holiday season can be as productive as you want. Because let's face it, sometimes we just need to rest. We don't want to be productive, which is okay. But of course, we're trying to close out the year. And so we may need to be productive, and it might be a little more stressful. So let's first talk about how stress affects your productivity, right? So stress affects your work, your health, your lifestyle. Sometimes a little stress can be a good thing, right? It can help to motivate you. It can help to drive you. Even like in your workouts, stress, that positive stress, helps to make your body stronger. But today we're talking about negative stress. It's the stress that can ruin women's lives. So let's do a quick review of how, again, stress affects your productivity. So first, you lose focus. It can become harder to concentrate on one thing as your mind is spinning with lots of other things that might be happening. You may forget things. You may not process some of the information that you're hearing or learning or seeing. And this loss of focus can also lead to poor time management, meaning you're not using your allotted time wisely, or you're unable to make progress in that time. Stress can also cause issues with going to sleep and with staying asleep, and that lack of sleep could lead to brain fog and more inability to focus. Stress can also lead to health issues. You may be more prone to headaches, anxiety, fatigue, depression, any of which could lead to needing time off from work, and therefore a loss in productivity, right? Similarly, stress can affect your immune system, meaning that you could become more likely to get sick, like with the cold or the flu, also meaning more time missing work. So stress, again, affects your work, your health, your lifestyle, and it can sometimes be a good thing, but ongoing chronic stress can ruin women's lives. And many ambitious and busy women feel like there isn't much they can do about it. Now, while we can't remove stress from our lives completely, there are many strategies that we can use to mitigate and better manage the negative stress that does show up. So many of the things that I'm going to run through actually fall right in line with all of the healthy habits that I talk about on an ongoing basis. So you're going to hear a lot of maybe things that seem like a repeat, but sometimes you need to hear these things over and over. You may hear a new thing or two, so stick with me. So first and foremost, we need to be getting more and more quality sleep. So the general recommendation is about 7 hours of sleep each night. And it's possible that you may need more. So kind of depending on your sleep type, you may need more sleep. But you also may need more sleep if you've been in a sleep deficit and you're starting to focus on more sleep. It takes a little time to kind of, sleep your way out of that deficit. You can't completely pick up on any of that missed sleep. I just completely lost the term. But, once that missed sleep is gone, it's gone. But you can get back into a regular rhythm of getting more regular and quality sleep by focusing on getting 7 hours-ish of sleep a night. Now, getting more sleep helps your body and your brain to restore, and it helps your brain to process the day's activities, kind of like helping your brain to file away all the little bits and pieces of the day, right? Because so it can help improve your memory. It can help improve the way that you internalize the activities, right? How do you process them? How do you respond to them in the future? And when you've gotten enough sleep, you also feel less groggy during the day and can then be better able to manage stress, among lots of other things. So, first and foremost, getting more and more quality sleep. Moving on to the second thing, you'll want to make sure that you're nourishing your body, right? So, getting healthy nutrients from fresh veggies and fruits, from clean protein and complex carbohydrates. So a balanced plate, if you will. You'll also want to reduce processed foods, sugary treats. Think of the food that you put in your body, much like the gas or even like the oil that you would put in your car, right? When you put better fuel or better oils in your car, the car runs better. Runs better longer and with fewer maintenance issues. It's the same with the food that we put in our bodies. So nourishing foods help to fuel our bodies and brains. It helps them to recover more quickly, kind of healing ourselves from the inside out. So again, the first item, getting good sleep. Second item now, nourishing your body. Third, you want to you can better manage stress and gain your productivity when you move your body. Moving your body, as in like going for a walk, moderate exercise, doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? If you've been listening, you've heard me say before, we're talking about movement. We're not talking about exercise per se. So whatever that looks like for you. And it doesn't have to be hours in the gym every week. It doesn't have to be these long, intense, crazy workouts. It can be simple, it can be short, as long as you're consistent. So the general recommendation is about 150 minutes of moderate activity each week. But if you're not there, if you're not sure that you're there, focus on going for a short walk, 1 to 3 times a day. And then that'll start to get you there. So of course, starting slow, starting simple, going for a short walk. 10, 15 minutes. And if you can do that maybe in the morning, maybe at lunch, maybe in the evening, finding these pockets of time. If you have smaller pockets of time, take shorter walks, right? It's all about just getting up and moving. So when you get up and go for a walk during your day, you give your brain a break. You remove yourself from a stressful environment, and you can help to get your blood moving a bit more, can help to re-energize you so you can go back to your work and more likely able to focus and get some work done. Now, if you want more information on what I call an effective fitness program or movement program, you go back and check episode number 5, which is my #1 rule for effective fitness programs. So that is an episode where I talk a lot more about the types of movement, the various types of movement that you can that you might want to get during your week. Okay, so now, of course, we can also use stress management techniques to mitigate stress, to become more stress resilient. And there are a lot to choose from. But in addition, there's a lot to choose from in addition to those things that I've already mentioned, right? All those things above, getting more sleep, nourishing your body, and moving your body. Now we're talking about stress management techniques. And some of these you may already be doing, some of them you may not be doing, and you may want to try them. So let's dive in. You want to try planning your day and using time management tools, right? A lot of times our days can get away from us, especially if we're not able to focus, if we're getting distracted. So I suggest making a to-do list and setting your priorities for the day, going back to any goals that you've set to make sure that your daily priorities align with those goals. And when it comes to planning, I also like to use project management tools, software tools. I am a project manager after all. So some of the things that I've used in the past, and many of them I still do, Trello, Asana, Wrike, W-R-I-K-E, and some of the Microsoft tools. Now, Trello and Asana have free options and can be very useful to help organize your activities, to plan your projects. And, you can even go very basic. If you don't want to use software, you can just have a bulletin board, set up some different columns, some different buckets, right, if you will. So setting up a Kanban board where, different parts of your workflow, where the different tasks can fall, so you have an idea of where things are. And it can just be as simple as not started, in progress, and complete, okay? Now, if you have a hard time tackling your to-do list on a regular basis, you may need to identify your time thieves. So you can try tracking your time over the course of a week. And I mean really detailed time tracking, so you know where you're spending every minute of your day as much as you can, right? Your bathroom breaks, when you get interrupted by someone, what projects you're working on, just for a week, just so you can start to see where your distractions are starting to show up and what things are affecting you and keeping you from getting your work done. Dog in the background. He came up from his nap. So again, tracking your time so you can find those time thieves, and then being able to reduce your distractions based on that information. Now, you can also use time blocking in your calendar to set up pockets of time where you do specific activities, especially if you know that you do specific and same activities day to day or same general times over the course of your week. So you can use time blocking to group these activities together. And then, of course, avoid multitasking. And you can hear all about me talking about how multitasking kills your productivity by going back to episode number 11, which is how multitasking is killing your productivity. All right, so the next item for what I call a stress management tool is planning your downtime. Being intentional about rest. And I don't mean just about the downtime, the breaks that you take while at work. I mean the breaks that you take to get away from work, your vacation time, your planned time off. When you can plan this time off, right, you can help to decompress your body. There's lots of studies around how using your vacation time, getting away from work can help your body, can help your brain, so that you can come back more productive, so you can come back in a better frame of mind. And now, of course, you can always go back to episode number 3, where I talk about using your vacation time to recharge. So there's another throwback there. But again, especially during the holiday season, it can be super important to think about taking time off. A lot of times it can be hard because we've got the end of the year coming up. There's only so many days we have available. But it's also time where you're more likely to spend that time with family, right? Maybe you have family coming in town, maybe you have kids out of school. My daughter gets a whole, almost 2 weeks off of school. So I found that when I can take that time off, especially between Christmas and New Year's, it really helps. It's a nice long block of time. It helps me to decompress and go back to work in the new year feeling nice and refreshed. It's also super nice to take some of that time off as we close out the year, have some time for reflection, and even, especially on those cold and maybe even snowy days, just to curl up and snuggle by the fire, maybe watch a movie or two. So not everything has to be go, go, go. Sometimes taking that time, especially at the end of the year, to decompress, to take some time away, can be super helpful. All right. Now, aside from big time off, let's talk about small breaks. So during your day, another way that you can help manage your stress is to take small breaks. So one thing this means is not working through your lunch. Take that time off in the middle of your day. If you need to go eat lunch off-site or somewhere else, go do that. Go eat lunch in a place that makes you happy, right? It can break up your day. It can help reset your brain. But we can also take a look at taking small breathing breaks during your day. So it doesn't have to be a long drawn out thing. Maybe it's just 2 or 3 quiet minutes where you just focus on breathing. When you focus on taking long, full breaths, it actually helps to minimize stress while increasing oxygen exchange, reducing blood pressure, slowing the heart, and releasing tension from the abdomen, right? So these are all ways that helps to minimize stress effect in the body. Focusing on your breath can also bring you into the present and help to improve your mindfulness, can help improve focus and clarity so that you can actually do your work a little more effectively. Now, the key when it comes to your breathing, when you're focusing on your breathing, the key is to really filling up from your belly, bringing it up into the ribs, feel those side ribs expand, and then bring it into the base of the throat. So you might call that a 3-part breath or diaphragmatic breathing. So really filling up and then letting it go, reversing it as it goes down. You can breathe in and out through your nose. It's kind of time of year where you might be feeling a little stuffy in the nose, so breathing out the mouth is okay. You can even try pursing your lips to offer a little resistance. It can just help to calm the nervous system just a little bit more. So breathing is a super useful, effective, and also simple tool. And you don't have to do a whole bunch of weird things, right? You can do it on you're in a room full of people and people are like, what are you doing? You're doing something weird, right? You're moving your body weird. No, you're just breathing, right? It's nice if you can step away and when it's quiet, able to close your eyes. But anytime that you can really just focus on taking a nice deep breath will super help that stress. Including when you're in the middle of a stressful situation, like if you're in the middle of a project, you can't really take a break right then. Just pause, take a deep inhale, full exhale, and then proceed with the project, right? Okay, some other ways that you can bring mindfulness into your day. You can try journaling. Now, that may not seem like full mindfulness. And actually, I like to do a brain dump at the end of my day. So I'm actually focusing on things, right, floating around in my brain. Whatever comes to mind, I'm trying to bring some focus to those, write them down on paper so that I don't lose them. So I'm not trying to retain that information while I'm trying to go to sleep. So that can go back to our very first point that I mentioned earlier. It can help you sleep better by emptying your brain. So a nice brain dump, or otherwise journaling, maybe even gratitude journaling, anything that helps your brain feel better before you go to bed, or even just during the day if you need it. You can also try mindful movement like yoga or Tai Chi. And these things just bring that mindfulness to your movement, to your body, to what you're feeling in your body, how you're moving your body. You can also, doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can just bring your awareness to your body, how it's moving, how it's feeling, to your very senses while going for a walk. So going back to that, moving your body, keeping it simple with a simple walk outside, and tuning into the senses, what your senses are picking up. I like to tap into what all 5 senses are experiencing. That just helps to tune in a little bit more as I'm walking. Now, you can also try guided meditation, maybe one that takes you through a brief body scan, focusing on the various parts of your body, or there's some that focus on your breathing. There's lots of different ones out there. And I've mentioned this before, probably a ton of times, I'm sure. I actually like Balance app and the Shine app. Now, Shine app was recently acquired by Headspace because it's so awesome. So now you can find, I think, all of their programming in Headspace. It's Headspace Wellness, I think, is what the brand is. But I'll put some links to those below. I'm not an affiliate for either of those. I know that Balance gives you a full year free, so that's super helpful. Headspace may do something like that too. So those are just a few options. Okay, so we've covered how to mitigate and better manage stress through sleep, nutrition, movement, and other stress management strategies. So getting more sleep, nourishing your body, moving your body, and then those stress management strategies like planning your day and using time management tools, planning your downtime, taking your time away from work, taking small breaks during the day, focusing on your breath, and practicing mindfulness like a guided meditation or mindful movement. So, I like to close out with an energizing habit that you can practice today or this week. And so today, that habit is taking a few short breathing breaks during your day. Again, you don't have to do anything fancy. Just close your door, go somewhere quiet if you can, close your eyes if you can, and really pay attention to the long, slow inhales and exhales, maybe 10 full rounds. If you want to pair it with a mindful or a guided meditation that focuses on breathing, fine, great, awesome. Really, it's just simple, focusing on your breathing for 10 deep breaths. You may find a little more mental clarity, a little more ability to focus, a little less tension, a little less rapid heartbeat. So all good things as you go back to your day. Now, if you want a little more support in reducing stress and creating these habits that can help you be more productive, check out my Good Morning, Good Night Ritual Guide. I'll post the link down below. This guide will help you look at your current morning and evening routines to see where you can make some simple tweaks, those things that will work for you, those things that you want to try. I give you some examples of some of the things that I do, but that may not work for you. So it guides you through how to find some of those different things that you might like to try, all using simple, sustainable habits, small things that you can incorporate into your routines as you're slowly evolving these routines so that you can reduce stress and be more productive in your days. So again, I'll post that link below. Now, you can also schedule a call with me, a free 30-minute discovery call. It's always an option for those of you who are not clients yet. I'd love to discuss your goals and how habit change can help you achieve them. So again, I'll post the link to that as well below, and you can schedule a call anytime this month, and you can take advantage of my Black Friday specials. So all the way through the month of November. If you book a discovery call between now and November 30th, we'll talk about your goals. We'll talk about the Black Friday specials, some of these programs that I have that could benefit you. And I'd love to be able to discuss how we could work together so that you can have more focus, have more energy, be more productive, all with less stress. So that is what I have for you today. If you found it valuable, please like it, leave a review, share it with someone else who might find it valuable. And if you have any questions about creating sustainable habits or creating a healthy lifestyle that works for you, especially as you're trying to be more productive, not just at work, but in life, send them my way. Facebook or Instagram Messenger at Uplift Healthy Lifestyle, or you can email me, Vicky@uplifthealthylifestyle.com. So have an energized and no stress November day.